The farming industry is vital to our survival. Over the past century, it has changed from a fairly balanced system of crop and animal food production into commodities such as corn, grown to feed livestock like dairy cows for milk and cheese. Grain subsidies support unhealthy, unsustainable practices like confined animal feeding operations, CAFOs. Heavy tax breaks make these dairy products available at low prices. They are marketed to U.S. consumers as part of a nutritious diet, but unhealthy technological fixes and toxic environmental practices are necessary to maintain them. According to the Physicians for Social Responsibility, nearly 80% of all antibiotics used in the U.S. are administered to animals. This is to promote animal growth and to prevent disease. Antibiotic resistance can develop when medication is administered regularly to keep overcrowded dairy facilities operating. Treating antibiotic-resistant infections is expensive. As of 2016, studies showed that 2 million people per year contract an antibiotic-resistant infection in the United States and 23,000 die. The cost is $55 billion annually due to long hospital stays, long courses of treatment, loss of productivity in the workplace, and a lot of human suffering. In CAFOs, bacteria spreads easily. If even one cow develops an antibiotic-resistant bacteria, such as MRSA, all the cattle can quickly be infected. E. coli, which occurs naturally in cattle, is regularly managed in manure lagoons, where it naturally breaks down if carefully managed. If not, these bacteria can move to waterways through the spread of manure onto fields. Humans are vulnerable to bacterial infection, especially children and elders. In Veblen, South Dakota, there is an obscenely large CAFO with an estimated 30,000 head of cattle, located on the Lake Traverse Reservation, home of the Sisseton Wahpeton Oyate, two tribes of the Dakota Nation. In 2015, members of the Oyate reported that the CAFO was consuming approximately 1 million gallons of fresh water daily. That's 365 million gallons of water per year. This water is taken from a glacial aquifer that is pretty much non-renewable, only being replenished through rainfall and runoff. A single cow produces 120 pounds of waste per day, 3 to 4 million pounds total. According to various pamphlets and regulatory guides available in South Dakota, the legal process claims to adhere to environmental standards for permitting manure disbursement, yet there is no clear limit to the amount of manure that can be applied to an area. Farmers are required to provide an accurate count of acreage to receive waste and the number of cattle generating it. They are required to maintain application reports and soil samples. When the Oyate requested records of these farm reports from the state, they were denied. As part of the permitting process for CAFOs, it is possible for operations in other states to send their manure to South Dakota to be handled in this way as well. The Veblen CAFO is located in a wetland area on the Continental Divide. Water flows to the north into the Red River Basin and to the southeast along the Little Minnesota River. Communities downstream in both directions face contamination. The Sisseton Wahpeton Oyate have sovereign authority to stop this from happening. They have first rights to the water there. Concerned Oyate members began testing water in the right-of-way along the roadside of the dairy, and in September of 2015, a water sample confirmed in a certified lab showed a count of 43,520 coliform-forming units. Another tax break CAFOs take advantage of is the EQIP subsidy, Environmental Quality Incentives Program, originally developed to help small to medium-sized farms maintain environmental standards like the Clean Air and Clean Water Acts. In 2002, it was opened up to CAFOs like this one who use it to cut waste management costs, while reports of the amount of manure applied remain unavailable for review by at-risk communities like the Oyate. There are cost-effective farming solutions and healthy alternatives to CAFOs. Native species of corn, grain, rice, squash, and root vegetables thrive in this region. Food sovereignty programs are becoming a priority among tribes all across the country. In some regions of the country, people of all races dedicate their lives to creating sustainable food systems. It is possible to grow diverse crops of vegetables with livestock in a balanced system that does not deplete the land and poison people. As the mid-region of the United States is allowed to continue growing these CAFO operations, all of that work is at risk. I am Mary Kay Johnson, descendant of farmers from my mother's and father's families, the Muffle family of Oaks, North Dakota, and the Johnsons, previously Jorgensens, who came to this country 6 generations ago. I was a member of the Food System Council in South Puget Sound, Washington State for 2 years. It is time to find ways to work together to address this growing public health hazard.